So our next speaker, just flashing up now, is Jean Tallis. Jean is a member of London Women's Institute and is a climate ambassador for West Yorkshire. From the fashion chasing adult she's been for many years, Jean now chooses really carefully, secondhand mostly, and new clothes only from ethical companies. And Jean will explain to us why she has changed her ways. Over to you, Jean.
What is fast fashion? Well, it's clothes that are made cheaply and are often bought, you buy them on the high street, and they're made very quickly, and often the producers, as we've heard in the media, sometimes it's slave labour. They get so little money for what they do, and the working conditions are really appalling. That's what fast fashion is. I'm going to ask you a question now. Which do you think has the greatest carbon emissions, the airline and shipping industry or the fashion industry? Well, you can probably tell it's a bit of a loaded question because actually it's the fashion industry. And it's getting worse. We're consuming, buying more and more clothes. By 2019, the fashion industry produced more carbon than all of the world's flights put together. So that's just awful. And we in Britain are the worst in Europe. We buy more clothes and keep them for less time than any other country in Europe. And what's more, we throw away 350,000 tonnes into landfill every year. Instead of throwing our clothes into landfill, we can take them to charity shops, sell them, or swap clothes with your friends or your neighbours, your family, and just not buy new. If you these are out. My daughter's actually going to a wedding in Golka, and their outfits were completely charity shop bought, and I didn't think they looked bad at all, really. And another thing you can do is refashion your clothes, especially during now the shops aren't open. So you can, if you get something that's maybe got a bit of tear in it, maybe sew it up a little bit, or put a little patch on it, maybe a little flower or something. Like this is a social enterprise called Aware, and they buy things from charity shops and donated clothes, and they embellish them, put in nice little things on the lapels and embroidering on the waistbands. But we can all do that, and I think that's a real push for us in Calderdale. We can set up these sort of things and help people to embellish their clothes rather than throw them into landfill or get rid of them. So let's look at cotton. I bet we're all wearing cotton now. It's grown by about 250 million people around the globe in about 100 countries. This is the Aral Sea in Kazakhstan. And in 1960, it was this size, which is half the size of England and 5 metres deep. But gradually over the years, you can see how it has shrunk. In 2014, it was only this big. How many litres of water do you think it takes to make one cotton t-shirt, just one cotton t-shirt? It's 2,700 litres, can you believe? Which is as much as one person would take 3 years to drink. A pair of jeans takes 4 times that much water. So cotton destroys. This is the Aral Sea now. It's, as you can see, it's a desert, and you can just see where the water level is now. It provided a livelihood for all the people. They could fish, they could farm. Not only that, but cotton actually is only grown on 3% of the world's land, but it uses an awful lot of a disproportionate amount of pesticides and insecticides to make it grow. So these chemicals cause ill health to the farmers and the people living round about. Get washed into the rivers and into the water systems, and then kill all the wildlife. So it's not good at all. But it's not all bad news, because there is organic cotton, which doesn't damage soil. There's no toxic chemicals. It's rain-fed, so uses 91% less water to help it grow, and 62% less energy. And there's new chemical processes being developed, so there's less harmful chemicals needed as well to dye it and in the production process. And as well as cotton, there are lots more new fibres being produced, like tensile lyocell made from wood pulp. This top I'm wearing today is made out of tensile lyocell, and it just feels like cotton. It washes like cotton. It's absolutely fine. There's hemp, which of course is a very old fibre we used traditionally making for ropes, but made it into clothes now. And some people are taking cotton and recycling it and making it back into cotton again. And viscose, there's a viscose that's made from bamboo, which is very good and stretchy and wicking for sportswear. I'd recommend an app called Good On You, which you can download onto your computer or onto your smartphone, and then you can look up the brands that you like. Good Housekeeping magazine has produced a list of 20 sustainable fashion brands. And if you want to keep up to date with what's going on in the fashion industry, then Fashion Revolution is a good website to look up. Here are a few ethical brands that I've used and I know of, and where you can buy some of them locally. What's plastic soup? It's all the rubbish that ends up in our oceans that was highlighted beautifully by David Attenborough in his Blue Planet programmes. But did you know that a third of the plastic in the ocean comes from washing our clothes? It's because about half of the clothing that we wear is made from plastic. Polyester, nylon, acrylic, they're all plastics. And when they're washed in the washing machine, the little bits of microplastic come off the clothes in the spinning and the whirling round of the washing machine and get washed into the water systems. They don't get filtered out by the washing machine filter because they're too small, nor get caught by the sewage system either. So they end up going to the rivers and into the oceans. And then, of course, marine life that mistake them from food. And then that obviously their guts get filled with plastic instead of food. So that's not a good thing. What can we do about this? We can wash less. If you fill your washing machine, then there's less friction and so less fibres come off. Eco-friendly liquid rather than powder, because again, that's less abrasive and much better for the planet. Dye blended fabrics like polyester cotton, for example. If you wash at low temperatures and avoid long washes, again, that's better for the planet, better for your purse because your energy bills are going to be less. Obviously, not today, you can't dry your clothes outside. But if you have to use a dryer, then put the lint in the bin. As Hazel said, yes, I'm a member of the WI and I'm a climate ambassador. And this is a little video that the WI produced that sort of sums up all the things I've been saying. So here we go.
WI members have been turning the tide on ocean pollution since 1927. Our latest campaign, to end plastic soup, calls for solutions from industry and the government to stop the contamination of microplastic fibres in our oceans. Microplastic fibres are plastic fragments, 5mm or smaller, that are shed from synthetic clothes when you wash them. They're too tiny to be caught by your washing machine and end up in the sea and wider environment, where they could pose a real risk to marine life. You can help by taking these small steps to reduce the amount of fibres you release. Wash clothes less and only when they really need it. Fill up your washing machine to the max to reduce friction. Washing on a shorter cycle also results in less friction between fabrics. You should wash at a low temperature. This not only helps to reduce microfibre release, but reduces CO2 emissions too. All of these steps will also prolong the life of your clothes, so it's a win-win. Oh, and you should never flush wet wipes or baby wipes down the toilet. They too contain synthetic fibres and cause blockages. You should think long and hard about the clothes you buy that will end up in your washing machine. Before buying a new item of clothing, be picky and ask yourself, do you really need it? And is it made to last? Fast fashion can result in more harmful effects than just cluttering your wardrobe. It can have negative impacts for people and the planet, so remember to upcycle and repair your clothes. To find out more about the WI's End Plastic Soup campaign and how you can get involved, visit thewi.org.uk/endplasticsoup.
What pledge can you make to change your shopping and washing habits? We can all do something to help climate change. And this is something very simple that you can do, like the other people that have been speaking this afternoon. So thank you for listening.